Okay, says we're live. So, hi Barbara. I am streaming. Hi Kat. I don't know. I do feel a lot better than I did when I got up. Man, when I got up, it was rough. I almost just texted Dee Dee and said I'm going back to bed. But I couldn't do that, so I got up and whined to you guys in chat because that's what I'm good at too. So yeah, I don't know. It was just so weird. I think Dee Dee actually figured it out. Hi, Belinda. Hi, Terry. Um, because I woke up and I had a well, I'd been awake. I had a bad night's sleep. Hi, Belinda. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Dorothy. Anyway, and then I'd just gone to sleep again, or it felt like I'd just gone to sleep, and a sharp, sharp pain. Hi, Christina. So I thought, well, God, what could that be? And I think Dee Dee figured it out. She said it probably was just gas, but I didn't think I was gassy. No, I think I'll be okay. And then I thought, well, then I won't stream and I'll just try and catch up on some sleep. Well, I know me. And if I sleep this afternoon, I won't sleep tonight. So I just perpetuate the problem. Hi, Starla. So I thought, just burn through this, get through the day, and tomorrow will be a better day because I've got a busy, busy week with Thanksgiving um, and I'm cooking. So, and I got to go get a bunch of stuff tomorrow up in Joplin. So I don't have time this week. And then the weekend, there's Robert's daughter and son are both coming. So yeah, so I have house to get ready and food to get ready. And so I don't have that problem, Joyce. So I don't know if it's painful or not, but I hadn't even thought of that, honestly. But I kind of think Dee Dee's onto something because I got up and I wasn't sure, should I drink coffee? Blah, blah. Well, I drank coffee. And yeah, after 2 cups of coffee, I'm feeling a lot better. And I thought, well, I can sit around and whine all afternoon, which I'm going to do right here in front of you guys. Hi, Missy. Um, or I can just get on with it. So I just decided, let's do this. And I didn't want some of this stuff sitting around all weekend for next week. So blah, 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 blah. Working on a craft project when you should be doing laundry or dishes or yeah I'm pretty much caught up on all the everything else. The only thing I have to do is Wednesday after Dee Dee streams, I'll run the vacuum and dust the living room and just get some stuff ready for Thursday, get the table set and stuff like that. So I have actually tried to be pretty prepared, and I don't have to go all out. It's just my brother and his family, and um, we're back and forth at each other's houses all the time. So it's not like they're expecting, oh, I got to wash the kitchen floor too. Gas pains in your shoulder. What? That's not normal. I literally was laying there thinking, I wonder if I've got a kidney stone or something. The pain was that sharp. Um, so yeah, I'm just a big whiner, you guys. If you haven't figured that out by now, come on, get with it. But yeah. Hi, Dee Dee. You have IBS, so I always have prescription meds at the ready. See, I take almost no meds. Well, I don't take any meds, prescription meds. I do take some supplements, like C, D, B, and then glucosamine. That's the one that I will never be without because otherwise my knees and wrists won't work. But other than that, everything I take is supplements. And Robert takes 2 prescription drugs now, is all. And he'd be fine if we didn't have either one of them. So he just get dumber all the time, I guess. But anyway, yeah. So I think coffee and Dee Dee fixed me right up. I don't know. And what I did one day last week, I don't remember what day it was. Um, ever since I got the Languo pens, I said, I need a swatch chart. I take a pill for your bones. They probably would give me one if I asked for it. No. I just, my wrist and my knees are the only thing. And knees are from skiing. So anyway, but anyway, ever since I got the Languo pens, I've been thinking I need a swatch chart. I need a swatch chart. And I had kept these, but they are not, in my opinion, anywhere remotely close to the colors of the actual ink in the pens. Hi, CB. So I just decided when I started to do this little project I was going to do, I stopped midway and thought it is time. I'm going to do a swatch chart. So this is the swatch chart. And when I got these pens, I had numbered each one individually and written on the end of the pen what it was. Well, it wasn't very helpful because these aren't the right colors either. So I just thought, just do it. Just do it. It won't take that long. Well, what a big fat liar I am. No Tuesday stream from Kathy Berg. Well, okay then. I was not going to be there anyway because I'm going to Joplin. So, and what I did was I used my own numbering system and did them in the order of that rather than I would normally do like yellow, orange, red, you know, like that. But this is the numbering system that I set up. And then I went ahead and did full strength and then watercolored them out because I've been wanting to try watercoloring with them ever since I got them. And I had done a little bit, but not much. And I don't know. There's always something that I do, you know. But anyway, I am loving, loving, loving this swatch chart. And I went ahead and used it. And I watercolored. And I was going to tell you, Dee Dee, don't send Denise the one I sent you because I went ahead and did the shading on the floor and the wall behind and put the highlights on. So I can send you this one, or I can just make copies for her and she can have Happy Mail at your house. So don't give her that one because I did this one and it's better. But anyway, this little house mouse one is all Languo pens except for that little pink line in the background. I did that with a colored pencil. So yeah, let's give her a finished one. And so the reason I did this and I picked this one, I had picked out some others. I think I sent to Belinda. Thank you, Barbara. I think I sent Belinda a bunch of these house mouse. And so I had watercolored. Well, I did these after I did this one. And I thought, well, since we've got Scabby coming, and Denise is very excited and having Scabby anxiety, one of the things that we did, and if you guys have any idea for prompts, let me know because I've got to get on that prompt list like pronto. Okay, I thought I sent you some, Belinda. Hi, View. But I've got to get on that list. So if you have any ideas for prompts, get them in because I need to be helping poor Denise out with her Scabby anxiety. But I thought, and I went and looked at my house mouse stamps, and I had all these that are candy related. And I thought, well, I'm going to watercolor them and then make copies. Hopefully they'll copy well. I'm not sure if they will. I haven't done it yet, but hopefully they will. And then make stickers to do giveaways. So if you're doing the Scabby hunt and you want candy stickers, I have some fun stuff to send you, right? You could draw or design a new candy. Yeah, we can. Let's do that. I'll write it down, Joyce. I got to get the little book out here. Yeah, because Joyce is eager. Denise is eager. All right, so you want to include draw, design a new candy. We can do that. Hi, Sharon. Who else came in? I think that was it. All right. So yeah, keep that in mind. Send me prompts. I mean, I'll go through the old lists and figure out the ones that were most popular, but and try and come up with some new ones. But like, I feel like using stickers and stuff like that, that's just a given, you know, that I'm going to include that. And I'll try and include some really easy ones so you feel like you're getting something accomplished. And then a few that will be a little bit more difficult. A coloring candy page, that would be great, Missy. Did I say hi to you? Except that a lot of people may not have a coloring candy page. And if I could find one that I have, I wouldn't mind, you know, scanning it and sending it email or something, but I don't even think I have one. But I could look for a coloring book too. Anyway, so this is what I'm going to do today with the Languo pens, and then ultimately turn them into stickers. But Dee Dee told me it probably wouldn't be here until today, but I got the Flow Diary for 2026 that Dee Dee showed on her stream. And the front does feel really good. It's material, but it looks like it ought to feel, you don't have one either. See, I don't think I do. But yeah, so it came and she had it wrapped in these napkins, which I will use for something else. I like the monkey one. Monkey, monkey. And a fall one. And a music note one. So thank you, Dee Dee. And I'll flip it real quick. Dee Dee did, so most of you have seen this. And I thought the idea, I think I heard it at Dee Dee's, was use it for a swatch book. The only problem with doing that, I think it's a good idea, and I think it would hold on my product, is that the pages inside have colored backgrounds. And I'm not sure. I like swatches on white paper. I guess I could do swatches on this side and other stuff on this side. But anyway, that was the only thing I thought about that. But I do like the idea of a swatch book. I love the layout of each month has its own kind of little swatch thing going on, which I think is adorable. See, that's what I'm wondering, Dee Dee, if I just shouldn't use use this side for the swatchies and this side for something else, maybe a project that I did the swatches with or something. But yeah, reminds me of the Pantone cards. Wonder why. Write info about the materials. Yeah, that's something I should do that I don't do, is, you know, what I discover about any individual product as I use it. But yeah, the swatches are awesome. This is like marble. The yeah, how you make the marble papers. I love watching people do that. I would never do it because it's too messy. Just watercolors. My watercolor book would be this big. It would be huge. It would be like that big. What'd Kat say? Perfect book. Yeah, I really like it. I really do. I'm not sure what this is. Looks maybe like, I don't know, colored pencil or something, because it's transparent and it definitely shows you the texture of the sheet, which that's one of the beauties of water or colored pencil. That looks like acrylic paint. Don't know what this is. Just nice colors, a whole page of nice colors. Yeah, I do like this. I think you're right, Dee Dee. I think I will come up with a layout so I can work on one side of the page and do something else on the other. This is actually stitching, which I thought, you know, threads, which was really cute. I never swatched my threads. That looks like material, plaid material. Pay attention, Terry, because you need plaid for your prompts this week. I don't know what that is, but I like the little swatch cards, you know. I do like them. And then in the back, Dee Dee finally got me to get something akin to Color Cube. These are really cute, though. They got the little flow. I hate to take them out of there because I'll never get them out. I'll get them back in. Yeah. You're almost done? Oh, my God, Terry. And they're duplicates of what was inside. So, very cool. That's as close as I'll ever get to Color Cubes. And the only, the only reason I won't get Color Cubes is I know I won't use them. Yeah, I like the goodies in the back too. And this is just like Year at a Glance. But the best thing about this is you could turn it into a great big poster with all the cool colors. And there are duplicates of what's in the book. But yeah, I like Month at a Glance or Year at a Glance. And then here's some stickers. Fun times, deadline, hobby time. That would be on every day for mine. Hobby time, coffee, hobby time, coffee, Walmart pickup. Yep. And then little stickers of the little swatches inside. Whatever, Barbara. And then this is just like a little journal in different colored paper. So very cool. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I probably will use it as a swatch book. I probably will. So that means I get to touch all my stuff again, come up with a layout that I like. I actually do like the layout that I did for this one. Each one's always a little bit different because you have different quantities of each of the products. And this one, I just went ahead and filled up the page. But I normally don't need room for expansion or anything like that. Hi, Bossy Butt. You need to go have fun with your friend right now. Do it now. That was very bossy, wasn't it? It's not bossy. Aggressively helpful. Anyway, I do like the layout of this one. And depending on the book, yeah, it's not going to, well, but I could adapt it. But this size is good because if you want to go ahead and spread it out, there's a little bit extra room there. So I don't know. But I am loving my new swatcheroo sheet. Let me put this back in the book. And other than that, I haven't really been doing much. Just getting ready and anticipating of having people over at my house wrecking it. You need entertainment for the drive? Okay. Dee Dee, you need to entertain Devin while she's driving. So I'll be using this extensively while I pick out colors to watercolor with. And I tried it both ways. I tried it with just water and a brush like Dee Dee does. And I'm doing it on the washi sticker paper. I thought I was just having to deal with too much water. So this is a Tombow water brush, and these, I don't remember who recommended these. These are not horrible. Sometimes I'd like it to flow more water, so I do have a little jug of water here. So if I need extra water, but yeah, these don't put out a huge amount of water, which working on the sticker paper, I was just kind of really careful with the amount of water. One thing I do love about this washi sticker paper that probably will happen if you use it on another kind of paper, and I probably should have done it on another kind of paper, is the washi sticker paper does not pill at all. So if you do have excess water, you don't have to worry about it pilling and disintegrating. It doesn't. And I hope it doesn't impact its stickiness. I can't imagine that it would, but this was really the first time I had tried watercoloring. I'm going to cut these apart because I don't know how much I'm going to get done. Let's do the gumball machine because it's very, very fun. Very, very. And that would take up almost a whole page, at least in my God, I hope I stamped these on the right side. If I didn't, somebody needs to kick my ass. I didn't even check. I think I had them in the package the right way. Okay, phew, I did. I didn't say, if I didn't check that, I'm going to be so crazy. All right, so I'll put these aside because I don't really know how much I'm going to get done today. And I did use the metallic. In the Languo pens, there is a couple of the metallics. And I don't know if you can tell, but I did his little wind-up thing in the metallics. And see, I was thinking I want metallic on that. So, yeah, it worked out pretty good. The only thing is, Barbara, I volunteered to kick Janet's ass. I'm surprised Terry didn't knock you out of the way to volunteer first. Did I say hi, Jolu? Anyway, yeah, so let's go ahead and watercolor on this. And I don't know why, but I just always start with the little mices first. So, and do their skin tone. So what's a good skin tone here? And then I keep my Languos right here to the left of me. And I have them by warm colors, cool colors, and neutrals. You thought of it? Yeah, it's very shiny. But the thing about that is, like when I watercolor the Languo, they are very opaque. So if you use them in a color book, you're going to lose all of your line art. When you watercolor with them, you don't lose your line art. So that's cool, except for the metallic. And I did water that down, but I still lost the line art. I just drew it back in, what I thought was there, because I didn't really remember. Hi, Laverne. So, yeah. All right, so let's see. For skin tone, I think I'm going to use, let's see, 66, 155. Yeah, 155 will work. Let's do that. So I hope this isn't too boring for you, and I don't know how long I'm going to stay on. I'm going to really fight a nap now because it will absolutely wreck my afternoon. Did I say hi, Laverne? So let's go. And this is kind of a small little area, but just pay attention how I'll pull you down really close. Like you can make a little ink go really a long way and still get the effects of watercolor, which I loved. And sitting on this washi sticker paper, it takes it an extra minute to dry because those Languo pens do dry. How many of you have them? How many of you bought them when Dee Dee and I enabled you so ridiculously? And I didn't know in terms of time, would it be the same as watercolor? I actually think I watercolor faster with these than I do with actual watercolor. And there's no mixing or anything like that. So, and you have a really good selection of colors. The crazy thing is, I went and looked. The big set of these pens on Amazon now is 207 colors. Hey, Judy O, you have them. Belinda has them. I know Dee Dee has them. So, I think they are, I think they're really a good product for what you pay for them. Like when Dee Dee and I bought them, I think we got 162 pens, and I think they were $60, $70, Dee Dee, which at the time I thought, God, that is a lot of money to spend on pens, but if I want to be like Dee Dee when I grow up, I better get them. So I did. I have not been the least bit disappointed. And Dee Dee turned me into a liar last week when she was using them, and she was writing on top of acrylic, and I had just finished saying in chat to Devin that I did have one that wouldn't write after I put it on top of acrylic. But then when I was doing the swatches, it must have been a momentary thing. I must have gotten it wet or something, because I thought, well, I'll find that pen that I ruined, because I did not throw it away. And they all worked. They are very expensive, but when you figure, this is what I was going to say. They don't sell the 160 set anymore. There's a bigger one that has 207, and it's $83. And I don't know how many more colors they could possibly figure out, but they do. And so, but when you figure out you get 160 pens for, let's just say 200 for $83, your naughty niece won't let you buy anything else. Well, your naughty niece is probably wiser than the rest of us, Dorothy. It works out to be like 50 cents or less a pen. Well, you're not going to find a 50-cent pen anywhere. And if you compare them to Prismacolor or any other product, especially if you're going to compare them to watercolor, that is dirt cheap. I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to sell them. I'm just saying, if you do the math, they're not that bad. Let's do 109 for one of the little miceys. 111. That's a good color. 159. Now, Dee Dee's keeping them in. There's 69. No, that's not the one. Dee Dee having them in a case may be a better idea. I don't know. I like that color a lot. All right, we'll just pick out some fun browns. All right, let's start with that. But you don't even have to be really careful. Just get the color down there and smush it around. And the beauty of that is, when you want to do the shading, you can go in with the original brown. So, yeah, works out really good. I know it sounds like I'm selling them. I'm not. And I would never recommend that you buy a product that doesn't fit in your budget, you know? Like, that's cuckoo. And even though they have more colors now, I will not be buying the additional colors, because I can't imagine how there can be any more colors. Yeah, 36 cents a piece. Thanks for doing the math, Kat. Kat, you are the best. Honest to God. If Dee Dee doesn't tell you enough, I'm going to. You are the best. You are the best mod. And the thing is, I love that you're the best mod, because I've turned into a regular slacker. And I'm not even embarrassed about it. And I did go get the link for the washi sticker paper this morning for somebody. But the reason I knew I could do that really quick was because I ordered some more yesterday. But you are the best, Kat, the absolute best. Have a paper towel or something to wipe off the excess too, because this one I almost got too much color on it. I mean, it's still spreading nicely, but yeah, I almost got too much color. But it stays damp enough that you can move it around really easily. And if it doesn't spread out exactly smooth, that's fine. And I want around his face. What did I end up coloring on? Oh, these will not write on acetate. So when I want to just pick some up, I just put it on other paper. and pick up what little bit I need. Oh, and I also used on, I don't remember which one, but I also used some of the super tips, and it was amazing how I could match the colors of the super tips with these really easily. So I was really happy about that. Because I'm just almost like using the paper as the palette. But anyway, here in December, I'll be giving these away, and that's why I kind of wanted to go ahead and stream today so I could get some stuff ready. She is very fast. She's just amazing. Amazing. I feel bad that she goes to streams and all she can do is work, 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 work. All right, to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to try, well, I leave out all the pens that I use, so if I have to go back, I can match them up again. I think I'll do the gumballs next. So I'll get, let's see, we need a nice yellow. Let's see, 135. Can you hear whatever? Oh, I picked that one first. 126 red. Holy cow. A nice orange. Now, of all the colors, I have to say, this set is seriously lacking in oranges. You get this one and that one, and that's about it. But I do love that yellow orange there. Let's go for the 138 if we can find it quickly. Look at there. All right, we need, do gumballs come in blue? You get the day off tomorrow? Okay, good. I don't know if gumballs come in blue or not, but we're going to have a blue gumball. Let's go for a 75 if we can find it. Ooh, came at 74. That's very close. So a shade darker. There we go. We need a green. Let's pick a green. 28. I like the greens. Let's see. Did I say 28? Why am I not finding it? There it is. And let's get a purple. Now they do have good purples. I have to say, let's do 53. Wow, I picked it very first too. Look at that. All right. Let's just pick a color and start out. I want it a little darker than that. I'll try and be a little, I might have to go over these again. I don't know. I'm going to put more ink in them because I want them a little bit darker. Because gumballs are bright colored, I think. Well, and I want them to copy nice, you know. Because I promise you, I'm not going to sit here and paint each one individually. Just saying, I'm not going to do it. And I feel like I don't have to be real careful. And I can shade these either with the pens, or I could use super tips, a marker, or colored pencils. So I don't know. I just feel like they're very versatile and will work well with other products that you probably have. So that's a bonus there. And if you want to really spread it out from dark to light, well, if you go look at Vaughn's flower that she did, where she just painted it out until there was just a very hint of color left. I know this isn't focusing. I'm sorry, you guys. That's one of the nice things you can do with these too. I might have could have picked a darker green, but oh well. And I feel like I don't have to be that careful because the color I put on top of it is going to cover it really nice. And I'm not having to squeeze this water brush or anything. It's flowing really nice right now. I still to this day miss that Kiritaki one that my granddaughter ruined. Just saying. Wasted time doing laundry. This is very true, Dorothy. It just gets dirty again. If you live with Robert, you have to do laundry, though. Even though you know it's going to get dirty again, because he's dirty. Everything he does is dirty. So this is my favorite holiday coming up. I love Thanksgiving. I love doing the cooking. I just love everything about it. I like being grateful and showing gratitude and stuff like that. So I do love it. I do really dread the amount of work I'll have to do. But then after it's done and I have really good leftovers for a few days, I'm always so happy. So, and I'm going to go spend about $1 million tomorrow buying everything, because I try and make it nice and special, you know, that if you want it, chances are very good it's going to be here. So, yeah, tomorrow I'm not looking forward to. Let's do blue next. Oh, I should have washed my brush a little bit, I guess. I got a little green tint in there. I'll go back over it after it dries. But yeah, I should have probably washed my brush out a little bit. And I hope it's not too crazy crowded tomorrow. That's the only thing. I don't have a place to keep a turkey for a week. So, hi, Zenjan. So I don't have a choice. I can't go shopping early. And if it was just Robert and I would probably just buy a turkey breast or something like that. But with the whole family coming and then company over the weekend, I really would like to have the leftovers so we can have turkey sandwiches and stuff like that. So I'm going to buy a pretty good sized turkey. But yeah, I don't have any place to keep it. I did clean out the fridge this weekend. Do you know how much stuff you collect in your fridge? Like I buy it for one thing, and then before you know it, it's been in there 3 years. Golly. Does everybody else do that? Don't do that. But I am really glad that I feel better than I did when I got up this morning. Because it was rough. I want just a hint. But after it dries, it will be permanent. I might be able to move it again, but yeah, amazing what you can find. Thanks, Jen. I am feeling a lot better. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know how that happens because I clean out my fridge really about once a week when I'm going to the dump. If there's a chicken carcass in there or something, I do go through the fridge, but I guess I just don't check the expired by dates. Or like I had some chip dip in there, and I swear it had been in there 2 years. Yeah, see, that's what I do too, Belinda, but apparently I'm not really thorough because that chip dip had been in there forever, and I was just like, I don't even remember owning this. How long have I had it? Freaking 2 years. So you can tell, as much as I maybe want to have chip dip, I don't buy chips, so how can I eat the chip dip? I don't know what I bought it for, but yeah. It's all gone now. The health department will come in here and say, "What the hell? You trying to kill that man?" Feeding him 2-year-old chip dip. Robert doesn't eat it either, though, so I had to buy it for some occasion, thinking, "Oh, I'll eat it up." Well, no, I didn't. You've done this too, Jen? The watercolor with the Languo? I really like it. I was surprised at the results. I mean, I'd done it a little bit just to spread it, but I didn't realize that if you do the whole thing, it really works out nice. And they smooth out beautifully. There's just no downside really. Not that I found. And I like them in the Beast. They don't bleed. which I like. They sit right on top, and after they're dry, they're for the most part permanent. So they're very versatile. And huge color selection. Huge. And they do dry matte. Now that's one thing. Unless you've got a lot of ink, party size bag of Lay's potato chips. Well, we might around here too, Belinda, if I bought them. The thing is, I don't buy them. I even told Dee Dee, she last time Denise was there and she went and got her grilled cheese and brought chips. Those chips had my mouth watering like you wouldn't believe. When I went to the store, I bought some. I ate them one time and they're still in the cabinet. We just don't eat them. So it's like, why buy them? If they don't fit into a meal, I can't have them. Because we're not huge. Well, Robert grazes all day, but his grazing food, I try and keep, like fruits and nuts and stuff like that. And then his one snack or treat is like cookies. He does love chocolate chip cookies, but pulling out a bag of chips and eating them, neither one of us do that. I don't think I've ever done it. I used to love to get them in my packed lunch that my mother would make for me, but I didn't very often get packed lunch. We had to eat school food, which I did not like. So it sucked to be me. I didn't realize chips had gotten so damn expensive either. Like all chips. It doesn't matter if it's... Now, I will buy Robert pretzels. But yeah, I didn't realize that chips had gotten ridiculously expensive. And I don't know how the distribution of color is going to work out. But I can go back in and add the colors. Is Devin out of here? Bye, Devin. Have fun with your friend. I will be in bed early tonight. I don't remember the name of the artist. I should have left the stamps out here of House Mouse, but my neighbor was here last Wednesday. She comes over and watches Survivor with me and Dee Dee. And she went down the hallway to use the bathroom, and that's where I have like thin boards on the wall, and all the House Mouse stamps I just store on the wall. And she said, she came out of the bathroom. She said, "Can I turn on the hall light to see what all these are?" So I said, "Yeah, go ahead." And she was just so amazed that I had all these House Mouse stamps hanging on the hallway walls. And she was like, I remember those. How do I remember those? Where did I see those? And so I got thinking, I thought, well, gosh, when they were popular, what was it, the 90s, I guess? Wasn't House Mouse everywhere? Like, if you went in a card store, there were House Mouse cards, there were House Mouse notepads, there was House Mouse everything. But she said, I had forgotten all about them. Oh, she loved them. Well, then we got talking about collectibles. And when my husband was alive, he started collecting for me the what forest folks or something like that. I don't remember. We forest folks, I think is what they're called. And I'll go get one and show you. And she said when she was looking at the house mouse, she says, you know, I collect these wee forest folks. And I'm just going to bring one of them. And I said, well, that's odd. I said, I think those are the same things that my husband used to collect for me. He'd buy me one for every holiday or whatever. And this is obviously the Halloween one. And you can see how really tiny it is, but how detailed it is. Yeah, we forest folks. And this one is numbered, and it's from 1993. And it's Donna Peterson. Anyway, she said, oh, I have so many of those. And I said, I do too. And it was just odd that we both had the same interests but didn't know it about each other. But we also had the same birthday and didn't know about each other, which was really odd. So maybe I just love mice. No, my mother loved house mouse. I mean, I like them. They're all very cute, but my mother did this. I would never have bought all the stamps that she bought. One, because to color them in and actually use them is very labor intensive. But I'll do it once for you guys and then make copies. But that's funny that we both had a collection, and I haven't seen them. Jim used to buy them at a gift store in Boulder, Colorado. I don't know any place down here that would have them. She says, oh, you can order them online. Hi, APG. Who else has come in? Is it just Dia? Hi, welcome. This purple is really, really pretty. I miss my neighbor. I really do. Even though I see her once a week, I miss knowing she's over there. And she said the dogs, since they moved, just mope around because they can't run like they did over here. I didn't care if the dogs ran over here and crapped in my yard. Those were the only dogs I didn't care about doing that. But she said, yeah, the dogs really have not adjusted well. And I loved her dogs. And I said, well, you can bring them over here. I don't care. Bring them over here and let them run every day. You know, who cares? And she said, nope. She says, they've got to get over it. She said, I don't want to bring them back and remind them. But I wouldn't care if she brought them over for Survivor. She said, nope, I can't until they adjust. She had blue heelers, and I love blue heelers. Blue heelers and a little dachshund, miniature dachshund. Now, you know what would be perfect for this? And I can't do it. But you could do it on your end when you get the sticker. When you get the sticker, obviously it's going to be matte finish because I'll put it on the washi sticker paper. And I think I have some very, very old glossy accents. But these gumballs would be perfect to slap glossy accents on. Don't you think? Praying for Johnny, APG. Hope everything goes well. And I hope he gets moved to rehab. Rehab isn't fun, but it's better than the hospital. I'll go back in with some of the colors to fill in where I might be missing. And I think this is pretty much all the colors that gumballs come in, right? This is a pretty yellow. Some of these inks seem thicker than others. I thought that was funny this morning when Dee Dee was talking about the acrylic pens that she bought for herself and then sent me for my birthday. That they're a ripoff, and that the Chinese are ripping off the Chinese. I was just like, well, it was bound to happen someday. Today's the day. I get a certain amount of satisfaction out of that, actually. Can you? I'm not in frame, am I? Duh. I'm really close. Did I say hi, Angie? What's Angie been doing? Making bowls? You better be making them. Christmas coming. Be a big season for you. I think I'm going to use white colored pencil on that. We're going to see. Where the glass is covering them, we'll lighten them up. And I think I'll do it here along that highlight as well. Oh, I'm so glad I feel better. Oh, I didn't finish that green. There. I'll add the green in there. Now it's just filling in. Colors mix very nice there. Oh, he is going to get a transplant, Jamie. He's been through it, man. I have to say, he has been through it. And we're, always thankful that Robert is also in remission with his leukemia. Sometimes all you can do is just pray and thank God when good things happen, That's how I try and go through life. Be thankful. Even when you got bad stuff to contend with. Nobody said it was going to be a bed of roses, The gumballs are very fun. These little areas, that's one nice thing. These little nibs make getting in these tight areas cool. Oops. Clean your brush. I want that darker. Does right even if it's damp. And I'm tickled to death that this paper is not pilling at all. Oh, he already had the transplant 2 weeks ago. Oh, amazing. And if they're getting ready to release him from the hospital, I'm going to assume that he must have done pretty well with it. Good on him. Now he'll be on drugs the rest of his life, but yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, the anti-rejection meds. Did I get all of them? Let's go ahead and do this one just in purple too. I'll leave them darker so they kind of stand out from the others. Very cool. Let's highlight some of them. Get out our handy dandy little chart here. The blue was, which one? This blue. So I think I'll shade it with that one. Or this one. This will be okay. Now the house mouse stamp itself does kind of show you where shading is. It would be like coloring in a grayscale. I'm just going to do it whatever way I want. How about that? We'll see how. Oh, dang it. Wash your paintbrush out, girl. And these little areas, I'm just going to color them in the dark color. So this is when you'll see things start kind of coming more to life, you know? I'm using less ink. That first one I used too much. But the cool thing about that is I can go back in with the original blue and lighten it. Trying to find the right amount here. So how many of the rest of you will try this? I like it. I like the results. If you don't like tedious, this is not for you. Let me go back. Belinda wants a butt in one of those balls. Belinda is brilliant. Brilliant Belinda will get a butt on a gum ball. Where do we want it? Well, let me get the shading done first. I think that's all the dark blue I need. I think the shading for the yellow, well, let me go ahead and do it with the, is it the 137 that was the darker? Yeah, it was. I don't know if you guys noticed on that snark poster that I did the other day out of the stones or the tiles, whatever. Did you notice that the very bottom one on the far right where I put my initials and the date, there was a butt crack there because that's what all 12-year-old boys would do. Don't you know? And the yellow underneath is not moving, you guys. After it's dry, it stays put when you are watering color with it. We will pick a butt here in a minute. You know what? Maybe we'll put the butt on this one down here. Being bad, you get a bonus for being bad in this chat. Maybe nobody ever told you that. We're all about the bad over here. I think I got all of them. Okay, the darker red. Helping Mom make tacos. Yay. I wish I could help my mom make anything for me. This is the red that I used. I think I'm going to go with, that's not, almost a little bit of that one is going to go a long way. I'm going to use that one. Yep, be good to your moms while you have them. They're all gone too soon. Never imagined I wouldn't have my mother, but it's been 24 years, which by itself is just hard to believe that I lost Mom 24 years ago. Man, that has, in a way, it seems like, oh, well, that's all right. I'll be covering that anyway. In a way, it feels like it's been 1,000 years, and in another way, it seems like yesterday. But you've seen on Instagram and different places, they always ask you, you know, if you could spend 1 hour with one person who's gone, typically my person would be my mother. But what was funny is when my mother was alive, her and I could fight like nobody's business. And now, yeah, I would give anything to. Maybe I just want to antagonize her one more time. That might be it. Because I think with me, as she got older, arguing with mother became like a sport. I think she didn't like the idea that we were all grown up and had opinions of our own now. She couldn't brainwash us and supplant her ideas into our brains. So she was argumentative because she hated that I had my own opinions. But I sure do miss her sometimes. Your mom's been gone 24 years too? Does it feel like just yesterday some days, and then some days it feels like, oh my gosh, that was a flipping lifetime ago? And oddly enough, I talk to my dead people. I still talk to Mom a lot. And I mean, if I have a dilemma or something that I'm thinking about or whatever, I think the first thing I always think is, well, what would Mom say? Hi, Rachel. Yeah, what would Mom say? And I say that to my brother a lot. He said that not very long ago. Do you know how often you tell me, what would Mom think, or Mom would think this? He says, you say that a lot. Well, I probably do, because that's usually my first thought. What would Mom think? Crazy to you? I know, right? Time is flying, and I swear it just flies faster the older you get. I hate that. I mean, I absolutely hate that it just goes faster every year. Like, how could we be nearing Christmas? How is that even flipping possible? I'm looking for a color here, so bear with me. It should have a reddish kind of cap, but let's see, 84. Nope, that's too red. I need the orangish red one. That one. The one thing I'm glad, though, is I don't get sad anymore about Mom, which means I guess I remember the happiest times. That when I think about Mom, I only have good memories. And I'm thankful for that. That one I just did. And I am probably taking more time than I would otherwise, because I know I'm going to turn it into stickers for you guys. So I want it to be as nice as I can make it. Your mother died in 1970. I was Still in high school, Dorothy. Right, APG? But I think those are the kind of things that we get to look forward to again, you know, like I truly believe that I will get to see my loved ones again. That's what gets me through life, is knowing that mom's going to be there to argue with me again someday. Because we do get eternal life, you know. Now the green, which one did I pick? I picked this one. I think I'm going to go really crazy and use 95 as a, we'll see if that's a good idea or not. We'll know right away. There we go. But aren't the, we do get eternal life. You weren't even a twinkle, Rachel, in 1970? Well, we appreciate you hanging out with us oldsters. That's about all I can say. Oh, I think this was a good green. Doesn't feel like I'm pulling a lot of it off. See how you can get rid of that hard line really easily? I love that. You'll be 92 next month. That's remarkable, Dorothy, and I am so thankful that you are still around and that you still have your mental facilities and that you might have some old age related issues, but for 92, you do amazing. So good on you, girl. Even though Robert's having, you know, his cognitive issues, he's going to be 86 next April. And health-wise, he is so healthy and still just wants to do everything he's ever done. Now, in some ways that's good, and in other ways it's bad. But, you know, of all the things that I'm thankful for, I'm thankful that he still feels good enough to want to do the things that he's always done. So I'm a firm believer in find the good things, you know. Aging is not for sissies, you guys. Just saying. Not for sissies. You'll be forever 28 plus shipping and handling. Man, that's a lot of shipping and handling. It is a blessing, Kat, you know, and I think part of life, you know, you can make it what you want it to be. in how you think about it and your faith for sure. But yeah, I think your job is to find the good, not concentrate on the bad, find the good. And so I do try and do that. And I think people who go around through life being completely negative about everything, everything's bad, everything's bad. Did you honestly think you were going to come into this life and leave this life without any challenges at all? I saw a thing on Instagram, and I wish I had sent it to Dee Dee so I could go back and find it. That's how I find half the crap that I like on Instagram, is I've sent it to Dee Dee so I know where to go back and find it. But anyway, it's a young kid talking about the trials in life. And it's one of the most insightful discussions about the trials of life that I think I've ever heard. And it's a young man, a very young man, like a child, talking about it. And I thought, God, I probably was in my 50s. No, probably my 40s. That's when I had my first real challenge in life. And I thought, what a life this kid is going to have, having that level of understanding about why we have the challenges we have. But you don't get out of this life unscathed, so you might as well just figure out how to deal with it. Because I promise you, life will be better if you do. Hi, 3G. I like the art you've been posting on Instagram. That one, I think I saw it yesterday. I'm not sure when you posted it, but I think I came across it yesterday. It was awesome. And you guys can put your Instagram information or anything you want in chat. So other people in chat, if they maybe 3G has been around forever, but not commonly anymore because she works for a living. But yeah, so that you follow each other, and when you see somebody in chat, you kind of know what they're about. So yeah, feel free to put your contact or your follow information or whatever in chat so y'all can stay connected rather than just here at my house and Dee Dee's or wherever else you guys meet up. Devon's, Kayberg. There's a lot of us been around for a lot of years, man. And I've said it for years and years and years. I think we're all so fortunate to have found this community and kept it intact, because believe me, there were plenty of people through the years who tried to bring drama. Unfortunately, they succeeded somewhat because some of the people have come and gone, but for the most part, we stayed intact. And I think we're all richer for it. Okay, this was the purple that I chose. And the purples, yeah, you don't have a huge selection of purples. It's from there to about there. So this is the one I chose. I think I'm going to go with that rather than the real dark. No, they're so close, though. All right, I'll go with 54. Yeah, there's been drama sometimes. Not much, thank goodness, through the years, but I just think we're so fortunate. Like CB's been around forever. APG Jamie's been around forever. Brenda's been around forever. And don't feel like that if you're new to the group, that we're going to judge you harshly, or that we don't value your participation, you know? And some of those old people, I mean, long time fibs, I miss. I mean, I'd like to hear what's going on with some of them, but I don't need or want the drama. So there you go. I think I need a darker purple. Yep, I think I do. I need a darker purple. So what's the next one? Hope I don't go too dark here. But the purple's just not showing up. No Mac Judgy here. We'll try the darker on here. I think I'm going to like this better. Yep, I know I am. But honestly, I think one of the reasons that the excuse me, group has been able to stay together and stay involved, because we do keep the drama to a minimum. And that doesn't mean we don't want to know what's going on in each other's lives or anything like that. But anything that's a sensitive topic, we've always been really good about trying to keep it out of chat. And, you know, naturally, we want to know if you're having health issues, if for no other reason, then we can include you in our prayers. But yeah, I think we're an unusual group that way. A lot of online groups just go the way of the dodo bird, you know? And plus, I don't know that any of us have, except me, of course, have these huge egos that need to be fed, you know? I appreciate I can't say companionship exactly, but the camaraderie. How do you say that word? Camaraderie. Because there's only one room for one ego, and that would be mine, of course. I think I didn't pick it. Oh, look at, I'm wiping that right off right there. I have to come back in and fix that. There's probably a lot of people who could say stuff like that, Joe Lou, that you wish you'd spent your times on more valuable things. But again, think in terms, you know, like don't look back at decisions and things you've done in life with regret. I think that's contrary to growing as a person. You know, probably if there's anybody on this earth who couldn't look back at their life and say, oh man, I wish I'd done this different, or I wish I'd done that different. Looking back with regret, I think it's useless. Hi, Cindy. Yeah, it's just useless to look back at anything in your life with regret. You learn from every experience. And I think many of those experiences were probably led to you on purpose so that you did learn the lessons you need to learn. And maybe that's just a sissy way of looking at it, but you know, probably some of the best lessons I've ever learned were things that I probably should have done it different, you know? One thing I will say about this, the white Languo pen, see, it's just, that's full strength, and it is, I drew a white line in there. It's just not very opaque. So thank you, Tina, for sending me the Panda Fly. And you know what? When I went to my Amazon cart and Dee, whenever I placed that last order, I had these sitting in there. And so I got to take them out of my basket because Tina was kind enough to send them as a gift. But for highlighting, you definitely want to use a good white pen, because that's what's going to make it look awesome. And then you can kind of see maybe where you need to go back and do some different shading. Because it's funny what your brain registers, you know? But this will make them look way cool. I hope. If it doesn't, fail. Go take a nap. Or go eat. Go eat something. Lemon cake. Remember I was whining not very long ago about Walmart didn't have my my lemon cake anymore. They still have it. They just sell it different as little individual bundt cakes. And I don't ask me how much they are because I don't pay any attention to that. That's a stupid thing to worry about. They are so flippin' delicious. Not kidding you. That's what I was eating last night when I told Dee. All right. I think I want that same red because in my memory, gumballs like these. Did I say hi, Jeannie? I maybe didn't see you come in. Hi there. These were red. These machines were red. So here we go. And I'm going to do this in sections because I can get pretty far. And I learned if I'm going to do a big section like that, I need to add a little bit more water than this brush will hold. I'm surprised how well this sticker paper handles the water. And I think I can get it pretty smoothed out. But the cool thing is, if I don't like it, I can come back and change it. Yeah, I think this was a good red for that too. But in my mind, these gumball machines, and they did sell these. It seems like my grandmother had one for us kids. Yeah, in my mind, they were red. Hope I didn't get too much water there. But yeah, I'm really surprised how well this paper handles the water. And it dries fairly quickly. So it's not like watercolor paper where it grabs the water and holds it. But there's enough of whatever it is on the surface of this paper that lets it stay damp like just long enough. And I am using water, more water than what I'm getting out of the brush. I'm dipping it into the my little water dish here. But see how I don't really get brush strokes either, which I love that. Now I'm looking on camera and you can see where I've got it a little bit uneven in here. But yeah, you don't really get brush strokes, and I can go back and fix that too. Oh, that goes on red, so I don't have to be so. Where does it change? I'm going to say right here. Probably should goggle it up and see. I'm going to add some more red back in here. And if it's vintage, it doesn't have to be perfect. That watercolor looks better than my ink tints, or is it just me? Well, you've come to the wrong place if you want to talk about ink tints. I have both the Inktense pencils and the Inktense blocks. And when I got the Inktense pencils and I was doing, like maybe coloring in a rubber stamp image or something like that, I loved them. Because I was always doing small areas. Well, then I got the Inktense blocks and tried to do larger areas. And I always felt like the Inktense blocks, I could never get them smooth. So I became kind of not of a fan of the Inktense anymore because they just kind of felt slimy or something. So I don't hate them, but I have to say I'm not a huge fan of Inktense because they were very, very difficult to level. I don't know what's wrong with my voice. They were very, very difficult to get evened out. And these, I don't have that trouble at all, or I haven't yet. But again, I'm doing small images. So, other than that, but yeah, I really like these. I did do a big area on something. I just don't remember what. Bye, Angie. Go have a great day. Yeah, Eileen really hated Inktense. And I wasn't as rabid as Eileen. I just thought there are better products out there. And I know there's two camps. There are people that absolutely love Inktense. And the beauty of Inktense, and it was why I bought them, was that when they're dry, they're permanent. And I just thought that was going to be awesome. But I could never make them look smooth and nice like either watercolor or Prismacolor. If you work at watercolor, you can get it nice and smooth, but chances are you're using a lot of water. And letting the ink flow. These do not do that. So in that regard, you're not going to have the same result as a watercolor. Because watercolor will get in that water and just start flowing. I like the Languo Gold too, Tracy. Hi, by the way. But I like the Pandafly Gold too. So, yeah. So there's that. And I'm real impressed with the silver Languo. I'm going to use it here in just a minute. I'm really impressed with it. But if you're going to do too much, I would say spend a little bit of extra money. Of course, I didn't have to because Tina did it for me. But, and check the Pandafly. That's what I ended up doing, APG, is the brush to the pencil rather than working on the paper. That just became virtually impossible. Another thing too, just DEA, is not all paper is going to take moist products well. Most of your color books, unless you get into the high-end ones, are just not going to handle wet products that well. And if you want instructions on how to make that work better, I would say watch Dee Dee. Dee Dee's one of the best at using wet products on paper that's not really designed for wet products. So yeah, most color books is garbage paper. And frankly, just kind of hard to work with. And I think unless you have done watercolors, you don't appreciate the impact of the paper that you're working on. You think, oh, any old paper is going to work. Not true. Not true at all. What? Jeannie, I'm working on the Washi Sticker paper. Yeah, Amazon paper is no better than 20-pound bond that you put in your photocopier. This is the Washi Sticker paper. And I have to say, I am thoroughly impressed with how it handles the water. Now, I have not tried to stick it after I've watered on it, but I can't imagine that it's going to affect it. But it is the Washi Sticker paper. I love that stuff. Oops, wrong color. All right, let's spread that out right away. So it looks like we meant to do that. Because we didn't really mean to do that. Well, now I'll do it on the other side so it'll look like the shadow. And I thought up there it was just bad stamping that I had screwed up. But then when I looked at the stamp, nope, that's it. Like the top is not really finished. So that's cool. All right. Probably when I use the silver on top of it, it's going to disappear anyway because the silver and the gold are totally opaque. I didn't think I needed those pens. Oh, Starla. Well, the cool thing, Starla, is Christmas is coming up. And you can see what I'm doing now. I'm losing the line art. But I will come back and add it in with some, something that has a really fine, in fact, I'm not even going to watercolor it. I'll just leave this full strength. Now down here, I hate losing that line art. Maybe I will watercolor that, see if I can maybe save some of that line art. All right. Deep breath. Let's do this section first and see if I can save some of that line art because the silver is going to obliterate it. So let's try. Starla, you won't be sorry. Okay, I'm going to be able to keep some of the line art. Now, what it's going to do to the metallicness of this, I don't know. But we're going to find out. When you do this, I have to say you get very adept at using your brush. Yep, I'm able to see at least most of the line art, so we'll see how much of the metallic is affected. Probably not a whole lot because it's probably just interspersed, in the ink. We're going to find out. That's for damn sure. So that's the way you can keep your line art, I guess, is watercolor it. And I can go back in and I used quite a bit of water that time. So, but yeah, I can go back in and recreate the line art underneath now. And that's cool. I like that. You taking off, Jamie? Big hugs to you, my friend. And this down here, I'm going to go ahead and leave full strength too. Because I kind of know where I want the shading. And I haven't done anything, on the mice other than their basic color. But I'm almost at 2 hours and I was going to not stay on as long today, but I do feel better, you guys. So I appreciate your concern, but yeah, I'm feeling way better and Robert's going to get a decent meal because I was thinking, man, he's going to end up with a flippin' frozen dinner. And I always keep a couple on hand. So if there's ever a night I just don't feel like I want to mess with cooking, but I try not to feed him to him too often. I like to read the doctor's report where it looks like he's well nourished. Do you know that they write that in your chart? I didn't know they did until I think it was last time. Well, when we went to the hospital, it was the visit after that I went ahead and signed up for the portal so I can get in and see everything that's written in his chart. And one of the things the doctor wrote about was patient appears to be well nourished. Well, that's 100% on me, because I promise you, other than grabbing a cookie, the man would die. He would starve to death. No, Dee Dee, he is, for his height and his weight, he is a perfect weight. Robert's weight does not fluctuate much at all. And for his age, he doesn't have a pot belly. Yeah, no, yeah. Now his skin has changed. You know, but my skin has changed. I have old lady skin. I have freaking goose skin now. So, let's see. We're going to do, I really like the yellow. Well, but you can't see the highlights on them that well. Let's do a purple ball. Which I'm going to do the butt on that one. So let's do this one purple. But yeah, no, Robert's weight. But I have always tried, not that sometimes we don't eat junk, because we do. But yeah, for the most part, I do try and feed us pretty good. And as much as I hate cooking, when I think about going and eating somebody else's cooking, it gets me motivated to get off my ass and fix us a decent meal. And after it's done, honestly, it hasn't taken that much time. Yeah, skin, I think of all the changes that I recognize the most is my skin. Bye, Barbara. Oh, Ellen, you don't know that. You've only seen me as Dee Dee's Barbie doll. I look like a old lady. That's just the reality. I look like a freaking old lady. But if that's the worst thing, if I get out of this life looking like an old lady, I'm going to think I won the war. Because that's a privilege denied many. So, and my mother was only 74 when she passed away. So when I see myself getting close to 70, I start getting a little nervous. Going, holy crap. But my sister is older than that now. So she has probably done less than me to maintain her life. All right, that's okay. This is that. All right, we're gonna do this gumball orange, and we'll put a butt on it, and then I'll go ahead and finish this later. And maybe Sunday after the kids leave. I don't know how long Jackie and Jimmy are staying. I might get a chance to sit down and play, but between now and next Monday, I'm not going to have much time to indulge myself. And that's cool. I don't mind. But just Dia, you need to go over on Instagram and follow me. Well, I'll show you why, but hang on. Now I've got to do something with that. I follow a guy named Brian Cook. Oop, I didn't wash the orange out. But I follow a guy named Brian Cook, and I'm basically a 12-year-old boy in a old lady body. And Brian Cook draws crazy things and draws a butt on it. And I love him so much, and I love his art because it satisfies my 12-year-old boy mentality. That for Inktober, 2 different years now. Oh, and that reminds me, I did get this year's Inktober bound finally. Took me forever. But this is the kind of art that Brian Cook does. and he draws butts on things. And now he's getting some products. He's getting, I know he did a puzzle, and he's, I bought one of his books, and he just draws butts on literally everything. But yeah, I got the book bound, so it's a little book now. And I'll flip through it real quick. And so now, no matter what I draw, everybody wants a butt on it. And I oblige because I'm generous that way. Some of them still just absolutely crack me up. Like broccoli, a broccoli butt. Sitting here drawing it, it just made me happy, and I was laughing and feeling good. Like, who doesn't want a butt on things? Everybody wants a butt on things. Duh. Beach bum butt. Puzzle butt. And the drawings are not that great. Okay, that puzzle piece, somebody needs to kick my ass for that. But it was done. I'm ready to go. Oh, Mona Lisa bearing her butt has to go to Dee Dee. Must go to Dee Dee. This one I think I did really good on. I think the shading is good. The highlights around the holes are good. I did good on this one. No, Dee Dee, we share the butts. And if you argue with me, I'm going to start sending you butts on Instagram. Mostly I send her monkeys, but so yeah, this is why the gumball will have a butt, because Belinda so wisely suggested it. Butter butt. And the year I did before, I think my favorite in that book was the carton of egg butts. I like toilet paper butt because it's so appropriate. I mean, it's so inappropriate. What was the other one? There was another one that was just seemed a little inappropriate, but what the hell? We're not into appropriate around here. We don't care. I think I did good on the screw too. I think the highlights and the shading and everything on this. The butter was good. Yeah, the butter was really good. I like the slot machine too. Paddle butt. Tape measure butt. Taco butt. That was Cheshire Cat wanted me to draw that one. Bicycle seat butt. That's where you put your butt. He's cute. Gnome butt. Tape butt. Coffin butt. In fact, that one, I don't think, some of these I don't think I ever actually ended up posting on Instagram. I know the coffin never got posted, and I don't think the tape got posted. So, yeah, that's why put a butt on it. That's where put a butt on it comes from. But it's not my original idea. I wish it was my original idea, but Brian Cook gets all the accolades for that because he is the original and the best. And if you follow him on Instagram, every Friday he does a video of him drawing butts on things. So you get to see his process a little bit. And he's really quite good. And I know if I met him in real life, we would be long life fast friends. For real. We would. Because I appreciate his immaturity. Dee Dee, you taking off? I'm not going to be here too much longer either. So thank you so much for, as always, for your advice, for the flow book, for putting up with my dumb ass. What's up, chicken butt? Bye, Dee Dee. This will dry really quick, and then I'll get the butt on it. And I am going to make that a pink bubble, though, because when you think of bubble gum, you think pink. That's just the truth. Let's get a nice pink out. That looks like bubblegum pink, doesn't it? They did, you do get a bunch of fluorescents in here. I'm not a huge fluorescent fan, but I think that looks like bubblegum pink there. 43. Nope, that's the fluorescent. That's not it. There we go. Wash your brush out. And then I want to see how that metallic how it behaved after I diluted it in water. I'm not sure how I'll finish the background on this. I'll give it some thought because I think it's the color. I have to pick something that is kind of neutral because I've got so many colors going on. Like on some of them, okay, for example, this one, where the lemon is kind of the main topic. I picked the purple because it's complementary color and it makes the lemon stand out so much more. So when you're doing stuff like that, think about how color is going to impact what you end up doing. This one I haven't finished. I haven't done any of the highlights on this one. And I'll finish the highlights down on this one as well. Go black? No, I won't go black. Nope. Because you have to remember, I'm going to I'm going to give these away as stickers for Inktober. And let me just go ahead. We've got some new names here. If you're not familiar, on New Year's Eve, Raul Reynolds, R-A-U-L Reynolds, hosts a streamathon where a bunch of us streamers get on and stream for an hour, 2 hours, however long that Raul signs you up for. I have always streamed midnight. Is it 11 to 1? I don't know. It's on his channel anyway. But I streamed the midnight stream on New Year's Eve for the Central Time Zone. And for, I don't know how many years now, maybe 8 years, I host a scavenger hunt, and I give you a list of prompts, and you have 3 months, January, February, March, to work on the scavenger hunt, and it's going to be 100 prompts that you have to put in your, thank you, Kat, God, you're the best, that you have to put in your scavenger hunt book. And I'll do again this year that you only have to finish 90 of the 100 to qualify for a drawing. And I try and do a nice gift for the drawing. And so these, between now and the launch of the scavenger hunt on December 31st, I'm going to be giving some of these stickers away because Dee Dee's daughter Denise wanted to know if there was going to be kind of a theme, and I said, how about vintage candy? And she liked it, and I like it. And so between these that I'm preparing now and some old Inktobers that I drew years ago, I'm going to make stickers and do a bunch of giveaways between now and then. So you've got something vintage candy for your scavenger hunt. Okay, I'm looking for the metallic on that silver. It's still metallic, but I see the difference. This is the watercolor metallic. This is the full strength. So you can see there's a little bit of a difference, but not enough that I'm going to let it bother me, for sure. So come hang out with us on New Year's Eve. And of course, I'll be talking about it a lot even after New Year's Eve. So, you know, if you have other plans and can't make it, of course, there'll be the recording. And, but if you don't go out for New Year's Eve, it's a fun place to hang out. Um, the whole lineup, everybody does something kind of different. Yeah, so it gives you something to do on New Year's Eve. Many of our fibs, and that's fibs are what we call people who we hang out with in this art community, and it stands for Friends in the Box. Many of the fibs are widows, they're alone for whatever reason, they're housebound, health issues, this and that. And so, yeah, if you're alone or you're not going out and you're not going to go to bed with the chickens, um, gives you a place to kind of hang out, get some laughs, participate in the community because the streamers appreciate your support. And you get to know more of the fibs because there's a bunch more than here at my stream. It's a whole huge community out there. So, yeah, come hang out and participate in the scavenger hunt. You might win a cool prize. Here, I'm having a hard time seeing the original line art, but I'll get it figured out. Yeah, I can't believe it's already time for another scabby. What the heck? How did that happen? I feel like I just finished the prompt list from last year. And again, I'll remind you guys, if you have any prompts you want included in the scavenger, send me a message on IG, talk to me in somebody's chat, whatever you want. It's all good. And I'll do my best to accommodate whatever it is you guys want. But it's kind of fun, and we have a hashtag where if you post your art and post it with hashtag scavenger hunt 2026 or whatever, everybody can see what you've done, and you get a lot of good feedback, get a lot of good ideas, you know? So I was married 20 years, divorced, alone for 13 years. Time flies, right, Brenda? You've done well, Brenda. Like, yeah, see, there's a bunch of, you know, Dorothy's alone. There's a bunch of our fibs that have, you know, some of them outlived their husbands, whatever. So I think they appreciate having people to hang out with and chat. But I think that just in general, in the whole community, you know, that Monday morning you can count on Dee Dee. And that's why I hate to think about like canceling my stream. You know, a lot of you I know appreciate the streamers and want to attend, you know, streams, gives you something to do, people to hang out with. You don't feel so alone. If you need a prayer, we're eager to help you there. So, yeah. All right. And here, where did I put my white pen away? I'm losing my mind. I put it away. I've lived alone since 1996 and so happy about it. Yeah, see, you're alone, always have been. See, that's the beauty of this community, is that there's plenty of people alone, and it's good that we can all just hang out. Been on my own since the mid 1980s and love it. Yeah, see, so um yeah, it's good. And there's a good chance I was alone. My husband passed in 2000, so I was alone for some period of time. And I didn't hate being alone. And I really never thought I would meet anybody because, one, I don't leave my house. And I had told my husband when he told me he wanted me to remarry, if we knew he had a brain tumor and surgery, blah, 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 blah. And he had said, if things don't go as planned, I want you to remarry. I want you to go ahead and have a good life. And I was like, well, how likely is that to happen? They'd have to come pound on my damn door. Well, Robert Vaughn, my brother, he was a friend of my brother's. My brother bought his business. And sure enough, Robert Vaughn came pounding on the door. And I'm not unhappy about it. And I have had a great life with Robert. So I'm actually glad that I didn't have to spend a lot of time alone, because it was time well spent. But I think I'd be fine alone too. Yeah, I'd be fine by myself. I was prepared to be alone the rest of my life. I really was. I was fine with it. Not even a problem. All right, now the problem with this pink that I chose is I don't have a good, oh, you know what? I do. I was going to say I don't have a good high shade color, but there, I think I've got one that I can make work. If I can find it, that's the problem here. But yeah, I would have been fine being alone. I think if I'd been alone, to be honest, I would have, one, worked longer. I would have gone back to my company and worked longer. And I think I would have traveled more. All right, let's see how this works. I don't know that bubbles actually have shadows, but this one does now. I need a little pink for their little noses and blush too. Yeah, that's okay. Thank you, Kat. Your husband passed away of terminal cancer about 4 years ago, and that's around the time I found Dee Dee, and from Dee Dee I found Janet and the rest of the fibs. Well, Christina, I lost my husband to, it wasn't cancer, it was a benign brain tumor, but deadly just the same. Complications from it. So, that's also one of those things that's one of the trials in life, that you don't get to dictate the things that happen, but you can learn from them and come out strong. So don't begrudge. I mean, I don't wish bad on anybody, to be honest, but when bad stuff happens, you just have to figure it was meant to be, and I'm learning something, and I'm going to survive. And I think learning that you can survive and be stronger for it, man, that is the most valuable lesson in the world. Money can't buy that. because I never doubt my ability to do what I need to do to take care of what I need to take care of. And that is so valuable. It's not even funny. And I'm happy you found us, Christina. All right, you guys, I'm probably at a pretty good... oh, no. Back up the vote. Let's get out a pen. Oh, we use the black Languo. I don't know how to pronounce it, so just, yeah. It's dry now, so I can draw. I made that pretty bold, didn't I? I'm going to go ahead and soften it out a little bit. There's his little butts on things, Belinda. Excuse me. Where's my... I put my white pen away twice. I must be losing my mind. Putting stuff away in midstream. What the heck? Oh, and then try and give it just a little bit of shading right there at the butt crack. Because what immature person wouldn't do that? So that'll go out on the stickers. And then I'll go ahead and do something with the background, maybe more on the order of this, you know, where the floor, let me get a pencil, where the floor will be about here. And then this would all be what you would consider wall. I'll even put a little baseboard on it. And then like on this one, I did the yellow. Looks kind of like, come on, focus, you freak. Like yellow wallpaper, like he's not just hanging out there. So I'll probably do that with this too, to make it look more finished. So if you put it in your book, you don't have to do anything to it. And if you don't like what I've done with the surroundings, fussy cut it out and use it however you want. And I think, okay, here, let's try this. I told you guys that I had used what did I do with the water brush? The super tips with them. The combination of these two, you guys, is awesome. So don't be afraid to use your super tips with these pens or to watercolor. Now, with the super tips, I think you have to work a little bit quicker. They don't stay wet as long. But yeah, they're awesome how they work together. I was tickled when I found that out. And I can match the colors, so that was awesome. I really like that. You're never too old to learn something new, you know. Oh, and I need to do that in silver too. See, I could sit here and just keep adding and adding and adding, doing more and more and more. What did I do with the silver? There it is. Now this place is a mess. Time to clean up, get us something to eat, go to bed early, get up tomorrow, go to Joplin. And you know, I used to look forward to going to Joplin so much because I could get my iced coffee. They don't have it anymore. You have no idea how upset I was. I can still get it in Grove, though. And I told the little guy that works there, you tell the guy who owns this place, he never, ever better get rid of this. Never. So there you go. This will be available in a future giveaway. All right, you guys, I'm going to start cleaning up this mess. I love the pencil, Cat. All right, you guys, go have a great evening, afternoon, evening. Be kind. It's hard, I know sometimes, but do what you love, right? And be kind. All right. Appreciate you guys more than you know. I know your time is valuable, and I appreciate you spending it with me. So, love you guys. See you. Bye.